Well, welcome to the channel, everybody. Brother Mark Scott here. I have another fantastic interview for you. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Veronica Gonzalez, aka Vero G. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Miss Vero G into the studio. Miss Veronica, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Can you please do the world the pleasure of introducing yourself?
Sure, not a problem. So guys, what's up? It's your girl OG. I'm here in New York City. That's right. Uh, I am an artist. Pretty much, I am also an actress or author. I am also as you know, guys know, I have a entrepreneur and a lot of things on radio, TV personality as well, and also I publish magazines. Just to show a few of them right here in person, you guys can see that I have. I think that's June issue. No, that's July issue. July issue right here. Big shout out to Real Lyrics. And also we got another issue here. I forgot which one that one is, but that's in the big shout out to her as well. Carol Griffin as well. Also, like I said again, I'm thinking that's actually the latest issue right there as well. September issue, guys. Check that out at www.macloud.com. Besides, like I said, I'm an author, artist, poet, screenwriter, TV, radio personality. Also, I'm an artist, and I just feel like overall, I just wanted the world to know you could be anything you want to do in life. Just work hard and be persistent, and all will come to. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Well, again, I had an opportunity. You sent over your bio. I was reading. It's like 4 pages long. You have
I'm
accomplished.
sorry.
No. It's amazing. With all that you've accomplished, I know there's a story behind it. You're a magazine publisher. You're a musician. And I want to kind of jump into the music side. We were just kind of talking about the art and the difference behind the business. But what got you started in the music?
I would say many years ago, starting from the age of 7 years old, I always say we all have a calling in life. And that's the time when, one day, see my mom, you know how we do on the weekends back in the day, our parents would have music, you know how we do. We'll
Oh
clean
yeah.
up the house, the chores and all that sorts and everything. And it was just that influence in the home, or especially that age. And just one day I felt like something there, it's something is I need to work on. And at that age, it's something is going to happen. It's just got to grow onto it, the growth of that. So,
Right.
yeah, I
What
just
what
felt like,
what was your mom listening to?
oh man, the list goes on. I mean, Gloria Gaynor. I mean, Ricky Martin. The list goes on of all sounds, all everything, and I just had a good time dancing with it.
Okay, okay.
Clearly, clean that.
Now, I know you said you're from New York, right?
Yes,
So describe to me an average day, say an average Saturday when you were a kid growing up in New York. What was that like?
pretty much. That was the weekends. We usually took the time to clean up the house or go out do errands and that sorts. And pretty much, the music was loud all the time. Cleaning the bathroom or the kitchen or whatever had to be done, and or go out, get milk or get the necessities, the things we need for the house of the weekend. And pretty much, it was just the love in the house. You felt it. It was just
Yeah.
great.
So now, what part of New York? Because I know whenever somebody here in New York, everybody wants to rep their borough. So, what part of New York are we representing?
Exactly. I'm here from the Lower East Side. Those know what that is. Alphabet City or East Village, as they call it. Different names they call it, but downtown Manhattan, pretty much.
All right, all right, all right. Well, love to all my New York people from Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
But now, tell me. Now, you started in music because you being around it, growing up, you just felt a calling to it. What's your inspiration when you're creating music? What inspires you to create your music?
That's a good one. I would say sometimes it's just something that comes to me, as they say. My personal experiences, I could use some of that into my music as
Hmm.
well. I will feel sometimes things that I feel like I need to talk about in general that people could relate to and also be touched at the same time. So I think those are some of the factors I will use into my songwriting process.
So, would you say you weave messages in your music?
Uh, we mean like wait, we don't like.
Well, no, like
Oh,
if
okay,
you're
yeah.
if you're speaking on personal experiences, you
Oh yes,
observe
yes.
things. So, like when you're writing your songs, do you try to interweave messages? to where that speak to maybe bigger issues?
Sometimes I do. It depends on the content of what I'm more or less talking about. But yes, I did a song, and actually it was in honor of George Floyd, what happened to him not so long ago, and it's called "Through Their Eyes," and it's a beautiful, very much beautiful song. And I actually sent it to one of his brothers and a few siblings out of state, and
Wow.
Facebook, and one or two of them actually come back to me out of the five of them, and
Yeah.
they put a heart and say thank you.
Wow.
So it was just amazing to put that song out and just to let them know that we're there standing strong as a unit, as a being a minority. We know how it is,
Right.
and we need to put something, a strong message out there, knowing that they're not alone. We're here all to unite.
Man, that I'm glad you said that, because it's not often talked about the differences in cultures that make up uh, America. And again, we all have some similar experiences, not being considered as American as some others,
That's
but
true.
we've invested just as much, if not more. We take a great pride and love and loyalty for our family and communities here. And we find that our struggles, even though we may look a little different, are still the same. Especially in a melting pot like New York City. What
Yes.
was the neighborhood like for you growing up? What were your friends like? What did you see?
I mean, the neighborhood's changed now because I've been there years ago and I actually came back a couple years back. I was in the Bronx prior to that as well. So growing up, it was pretty much the hood. It's still the hood, pretty much. But when I was growing up, I was seeing a lot of things like the drugs out here was heavy, and um, just seeing that we live in a situation where we're still living in that poverty is that circumstance, and that was when I was a kid. Now coming back, the gentrification, if I said it right, pretty much it's changed up the neighborhood a little bit,
Right.
but now I just feel like I want to be kind of that voice from my own community because there's a lot of things they're slacking of. There's a lot of corruption with the cops down here. I personally experienced that. We do a back to school year thing every year,
Right.
and we did a third one this year. And prior to the other times, we had no problems.
Hmm.
And real quickly on the story, we did it. It was great. We had people perform. We gave certificates. We had a good time. The kids came up with the book bags. We had supplies. We did everything for the kids. It was great. Free haircuts. And then I had an altercation with one of the officers who I was prior to that. She had personally spoke to her in person to get a sound permit. She gave me the go around, and I never had the issue before with a different precinct. And pretty much right now, let's just put it this way: there's some people looking investigating her because she has a prior case where she attacked a civilian, and there was a settlement behind closed doors, which I found out. So
Wow.
yeah, this is unfortunate, and it happened in our own thing, our own community, giving back to the community.
Right.
So it's
Well,
terrible.
and again, I noticed, just in our conversations before we actually started recording, you and I kind of have a kindred spirit. We both like to inspire. We both like to motivate. I know you talked about in your magazine giving examples that you can do anything in your music. Being empathetic to other communities that you share common interests with, and also inspiring.
Thank you.
Coming up in that neighborhood, seeing that kind of corruption from the people who should be setting the standard,
Exactly.
and seeing everything going around you, what do you think made you want to be the person that you are? What made you be that woman who said, you know what, I still want to give back, I want to inspire and encourage in spite of what I've seen?
Definitely, definitely. Like I said, growing it wasn't that too much. Well, no, living in the conditions I was back then with the neighborhood and everything else around me at that time, and now coming back to my own neighborhood, seeing how things have changed a little bit, but it's still kind of the same ways. I just saw like I said, the corruption happening down here. It's a lot of shady things happening, and it's on your own backyard, and you're just trying to do good. In this crazy world that we live in. So, and I'm going to just add a little to this on as well. My own personal experience going through, not with the neighborhood, but also just something to tell the viewers and the listeners. what I went through years ago. I overcame a lot, being a domestic violence survivor, being a rape victim, going through the foster care system many years ago, being pregnant and homeless many years ago, and overcoming all those battles and more. And I just want people to know that whatever you're going through in life, it shouldn't stop you to pursue your dreams. So I just want to be, if anything, maybe just a little insight or a prime example to anybody out there, man or woman, to know that whatever you've gone through in the past, it should motivate you to do great for yourself and for other people as well.
Wow. Wow. It's amazing.
Thank
It
you.
seems like those of us who've gone through the most seem to have the desire to give back the most.
Yes.
Um, if you could draw out the perfect outcome for yourself, let's just say over the next 5 years, you've got a magazine, you've got music, you've got a heart to give. What would you like to see happen that that you played a part in the next 5 years that would really make a difference, that would make your life feel fulfilling?
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. I just want to continue doing my mission. That's why I feel like I'm here for a purpose. Going through what I went through, and then I'm gonna be honest with your viewers and yourself. There have been times where I try to exit out, if you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
And God says not your time, and it was recent. So I said, you know what? Because of that, that's why I'm gonna fight harder now. Continue on the platforms what I have for radio, TV, magazine, everything is, and this is all for all talent, everyone. Welcome for anybody who wants to be their voice to be heard. Because, like I said, if God said this, it's not your time yet. So I said, you know what? I'm going to utilize the time that He's given me in this world to continue on with goodness, and give people faith, inspire them in any ways that they can, and know that we're all here for a reason. So I feel like that's the best way to do that.
Oh, well, again, I've been there too. I've had those types of emotions and thoughts, doubts, and questions. I've sat with people in that situation before in my background. Um, Sometimes there's never like, it feels like you have the quote, the right words to say in that moment. But I think having this opportunity, because again, not many conversations get this personal.
Yes.
And again, at any point, if you're not comfortable sharing, please feel free to just only go as far as you want to. But if you could go back to that moment
Yes.
and speak to yourself, again, normally I would ask you to go back to your younger self and have this conversation. But for those who may see this video or see this interview and have an opportunity to hear your voice, what words of encouragement would have resonated with you in that moment that you could give to yourself if you had that opportunity now?
I think honestly is sometimes we go through situations and we don't know how to at the moment to we first do action before we're thinking. So I think my advice to myself at that moment is just think. Think the outcome. Think of what's gonna happen, the consequences if I would have taken that next action or the next situation, do what I had to do because later on it's not going to only affect me, it's going to affect the ones that during my circle is going to be affected the most.
Right.
And I think that's the best thing I realized after my situation. I said, wait a minute, I'm here for a reason. I want people to know that doing that is not a way out. It's not going to help.
Wow. Wow. It's again, it's a moment that you can never fully prepare for. And my salute to all the people who work in crisis and hotline prevention lines and who stand in the gap on the front lines to help people in these moments. It's never
Yes.
an easy thing. But Veronica, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for sharing, because I know one day somebody's going to hear your voice and it's going to make a difference for the positive. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate
So
that.
and so again, I do want to be able to pivot. I don't want this to get too heavy. I want to pivot it.
Yes.
Um, Now going back to the magazine, because it was very aspirational, and
Thank you.
and I saw some things as I was looking at the cover, and you mentioned you want other people to see your magazine and know that they too can do anything that they aspire to do. How are you using your magazine to do that for people?
Yes, definitely. So, actually, we're making October 1st next month. This year we'll be making 3 years of this amazing publication, which we did, which I'm honored to just put together on my own and no help, no training, just the strength of me learning on my own and getting it done.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I just feel like it was just an amazing way and to kind of put something like I said, I respect everybody else's publications, what they do and everything else, but mine just kind of stands out. Why? Because we're living in a society in the world where everything is always wicked or evil. There's always some bad stuff happening, and with this magazine right here, I'll show you guys. What it's about is about uplifting one another, inspirational, and it's just let people their voice to be heard, their platform, so they know that they're, even though a lot of people say I'm more for the underdogs, I fight for them, and this is a prime example. I don't know if you guys can see it. Pretty much what the exception is in this society, and I want to break those barriers down. So this is a way to do it. You know,
Okay, okay. So we'll get, yeah, so that they can see.
awesome.
Definitely want to be able to see the magazine cover. And where can they find the magazine at?
Yes, definitely. So you guys can find it at www.maccloud.com. Just type up Vero G Spotlight Magazine and you see all the issues. Those are the latest ones right now. And you can see all the prior issues that have been out for some time and you can check that out.
Okay. Now I'm curious, that first edition you put together, because you taught yourself everything. So
Yes.
tell me the story about the moment when that first edition was complete. How did you feel?
Oh my god, I never forget this. That's a really good question. Okay, so the first one I ever did, it was like a sample version of it. And I was of course on the cover just to see how it looks and everything. And when I first printed it and I got it in my hands and I opened it and I was like, oh my god, this is like real. It's a real like print version of a magazine. So it felt like honestly, it was just refreshing and it was just something that you put your hard work in your hands and your talent and you put your mind to it and everything else. And it was just great to see the final product of it. And I was like, wow. So I mean, that was like the first, like my baby, like, oh my God. So ever
Yeah.
since then, yeah, I mean, ever since then, that's what kind of motivated me to like, you know what? I'm gonna make this now a monthly publication because I want more people to be jump on this opportunity and get their faces on it and just to get them some insight and get that spotlight on them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So for anybody who may be following in your footsteps, if you were going to give them a blueprint on some of the things to do and maybe some of the things not to do in putting together a magazine for the first time, what advice would you have for them?
Oh, try never. I would say that. Try never. The do's. I would say be experimental. There's nothing wrong with that. The other thing about the pros I say is just use your imagination and sometimes go out of it. Like get out the box. Try to do something different that's gonna be your cliche, your
Mm,
thing that's gonna make you who you are for your brand. Now the a negative part of it is you gotta realize it's gonna be an investment because it does cost to make printing and all that sorts and that said and done. And the other negative thing about it is just in the beginning, you're not going to get a lot of big of a fan base or people to support you, but you have to really push that. You have to make it that your priority. If you want something, you have to market it. You have to promote it. You have to find ways so people, the masses, will see it, and
right.
also to get to know who you are as a brand. And if they want to rock with you, then take it from that point on.
Okay. Okay. So who would you say is your ideal reader for the magazine? If you could close your eyes when you're making the magazine and you picture the person reading your magazine, what do they look like? What inspires and moves them?
I feel like this magazine is for anyone. There's no age requirement. There's no like you have to be a certain like anything. No, I just want people to appreciate the content. We have different things there from poetry. We have different articles touching base things at home or things worldwide. And I just feel like it's something that anybody could kind of like just like read it. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Or article about a, let's say about an upcoming artist or whatever the case may be. Something that's going to captivate them and say, "This is I want to get the next issue. When is it coming out?" Yeah, you
Okay,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like this is going to be something for the creative.
Yes.
Okay,
Definitely.
okay. All right. Well, is there anything else? Again, I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to have this conversation and hear your story and learn about you. I'll give you, as we close this interview, an opportunity, excuse me, um, to give your message to the world. If you could talk to the world right now,
Mhm.
what does Veronica Gonzalez, aka the Miss Vero G, want the world to know about you and about your mission?
Definitely. I think, and I always say, I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a mark in this world. And I feel down the line, my legacy or my mark, as they say, is I want people to know that I did the best I could to give back and to help people. And I want to also show on the show. Um, and I made an acceptance speech. I just got it this Saturday. Big shouts to the CETA Awards for
Oh,
the
she's gonna
sixth.
do it. She's gonna
Yes,
do
you're
it.
right now. You're right now, baby.
Come on, come on.
I don't know if you guys can see with the light. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Angle it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so now tell us about this award because nobody
Yes,
else has seen it. This is a debut. This is a premiere on the Brother Mark Scott show. So we're
that's
getting to see
right.
this for the first time.
Yeah, exclusive right now. So yes, guys. I just want to add, like I said, dreams do come true, and I want to be a prime example of that. Now, how this happened was, I submitted. Yeah, definitely. I think it was like last year or so. My song called "Let Him Heal You," which is a single for my album "Here I Am," and it's a uplifting gospel-ish kind of Christian song in that sense. And it was the first time I ever did it during the pandemic. I written that song, and I felt there was a time we needed to have things of that nature of positivity and healing when we are all going through a tough times at that time or now. So that was a great way to put out there. I made the music video, put it together in that sorts. And
Right.
yeah, so you guys could check that out. It's on my YouTube channel, Vero G Spotlight Network. Please check it out. It's a really great video. But
Okay.
besides that, so yeah, so I submitted to CTEL this year, and I got the notification from the director. She's like, "There's a beautiful video, and you got to push this and see how many more people like it." I did my part, and here it is.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that exclusive here with Brother Mark Scott.
You're welcome. Not a problem.
So, what's coming up? Like I say, any upcoming plans? Anything where people can look for you, find your music, see the next publication of your magazine? What's next for Vera G?
Yeah, definitely. So, guys, right now, again, you're getting another exclusive here. I will be working on a new collaboration with an upcoming artist by the name of Homage, and we're working out that next month in October, and we'll be coming out. It's called Alive. It's a very inspirational song we're working on together, so that I'm excited.
All right.
Yay! So my next album is called with my sixth EP album will be coming out next year. It's called Energy, and so I'm excited for that. And it has a lot of great songs on there, different types of sounds in essence. So I'll let you guys know when it gets out officially next year. Also, guys, like I said, working on more publications, as you guys know. I'm working on another book that will be untitled for now until it gets out in that sense. And like I said, I'm just working. I'm working. I'm trying to do the first annual Vero G Awards. So this is another a part of the plateau of the brand to give
Okay.
people the actual now their own recognition in that sense. So
Ah.
it's a
Okay.
lot. It's a
Hey,
lot.
if you ever need a host or somebody, a spokesman,
Ooh,
I, I'd be more than happy to help in any way that I can.
I appreciate that. Okay, that got me thinking. Okay, yeah,
Here to serve. Here
definitely.
to serve.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Pretty much that's it for now. But any more other future projects, I'll let you guys know in advance now.
There it is. And for your fans around the world, you want to say any shout outs, any hellos?
Yes, big shout out to you, of course, first and foremost. Yes, big
Thank
shout out
you.
to Brad. You're welcome. Big shout out to Brad Arnold. A big shout out, of course, Gary, Gemini Stacks, J Empire Media. The list goes on of people that have just been amazing and supportive in our journey for the past now 4 years now with this whole platform, and just blessings, blessings.
All right. Well, I know she's got fans all over the world. So everybody, Germany, Italy, all the fans, Argentina, everywhere. Here you go. I've had the opportunity to present to you, Miss Vera G, to the world. So it's been a pleasure talking to you, Miss Gonzalez. Again, y'all look for the links where you can find her. I'll put all that information in the description. I'll try and squeeze that long bio she has in there as well. But she is an amazing, accomplished young woman. She's been through a lot, come through shining bright, and has a heart to give. And these are the people that we need to acknowledge, we need to recognize, and we need to celebrate. So again, Vera, I want to thank you so much for being on the Brother Mark Scott Show.
I'm honored. Thank you again.
My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, y'all. We're going to close out now. Again, Brother Mark Scott, it has been an absolute pleasure. And remember, I love you. And always, please, y'all, keep yourselves encouraged. Show the love. Be good to each other. Brother Mark Scott out.